Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor. And this morning, I was going to say tonight, this morning, I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Gemini, we're starting with that Hermit Energy. I feel it. I feel it. So I'm recording this on, what is the date? What is even the date? It is the 27th of November, 2025. Here in America, it is Thanksgiving. This will come out the next day on the 28th of November. It is a timeless reading. I like to give you the dates so you know when it was recorded, so you have some context. So here's the deal. A lot of us are just peopled out. We are peopled out. It is already so peoply. And yeah, the season has just kind of begun. No matter if you partake in any of the, Abrahamic religions or otherwise, some of the other large religions in the world, lots of holidays this time of year, all over the place. Also a lot of community stuff, right? If you belong to some kind of community, family, just lots of reasons to get together. And don't get me wrong, I love it. To me, this is like Saturn season. I love it. But the Hermit Energy is rising. Looking out past the new year into that long stretch of cold or heat in the southern hemisphere. And maybe it's the heat that makes you feel like you just want some room. You just want your own space. So I feel like this is an energy that you're starting to get the tickle, right? It's not fully set in, Gemini, but you know that it will be coming. Okay, so let's keep that in mind here. Now I'm going to turn this thing, and I want to say thank you for being here with me. Thank you for clicking on the reading. It's seriously a huge honor for me always to be able to do these readings. And to be able to do the magic that I can in my life and, collectively. I could not do it without you all. Okay. So we're going to take a look. Now, I realized, where did the stick go? Did I drop it? I must have. Where did the stick go? All right. We're going to have to make do, sorry. I'm going to bring it up close so we can look at it closely. So we have a person who is entering a boat. You can see right in here. What do I have? I have nothing near me. I don't want to dig through my bag while I'm... And so we have a boat here. We have a person kind of standing on top. You can see right in here, and I'm trying to... My dress is in the way of my ability. I feel just not with it. Listen, I just ate so much. I ate so much more than I've eaten in a long time. And I feel just, I don't know what to tell you. So the person is here and they're holding it looks like an arrow, right? And they're getting onto this boat. And then we see this kind of a fish down here. We also see, it looks almost kind of like another person. We also have over here a prominent letter K. Okay, we have the letter K. I almost wonder if it's the name Becky, because it looks like it's B-E-K-Y. I'm guessing it would be more like Becky or Bex, maybe. B-E-X. Now, we also have what looks like July, J-U-L-Y. So I'm wondering if in July something began for you. I'm almost getting the feeling that it's kind of, I don't want to say like it's a heartbreak, like you broke up, but it's almost kind of like you came back into the life of somebody who you know. They know you, you know them. And I say that you came back into their life because to me it almost seems like you're psychically connected. You are somebody that's very sensitive. And I think that you've had an ongoing entanglement with them. Maybe in the dream space, maybe it is psychic, but I know that it's almost like you feel like they never really left your life because you were with them for so long, right? In your psychic space, your interior space. And so I feel like there's a door opening in the material world, in the physical world, waking life. And I see you going through it. I see you going back into their life because, and here's the thing, they seem to be somebody who has limited perception of realities as far as everything is about them. When you get involved with them, you have to play by their rules to some degree. They like to live the way that they like to live. So if anybody's moving in anywhere, you're moving into their house. Not because you can't afford your own or whatever, but because they're just that kind of, we all know this kind of person. We've all, been with somebody like this, right? And I don't know what it is. It's a leading quality. And you just kind of accept that. And usually that's just fine. But I think that there's been so much time in between you surrendering yourself to somebody else's life, even just a little bit, that it feels so unnatural. It feels difficult. It feels like a sacrifice that maybe you don't even know if you're willing to make anymore. Not because you have pride and, oh, I'm too good for all of that. No, because you know what is important to you now. And you're not going to be made small or bend for somebody that's not going to match the energy, who's not going to be flexible and accommodating for you as well. You are past that kind of, like, it's not even an option. Can you imagine? Can you imagine anymore? Now, I'm not saying that you're not, going to have to compromise with people in your life. Of course you are. But I mean, fundamental things. Right? Fundamental things. So, here's the deal. I see you not really showing this person to your inner circle, to your people. I feel like this is somebody that, well, you might keep on the low a little bit, to be quite honest, to be quite frank. Now, why you're doing that, I don't know. Maybe because they're flaky, maybe because you don't trust yet, maybe because you don't really know if you are very serious about this. And all of that is fair. But I think that this is, you're not the type of person that can, be fulfilled by, what do they call it? Like a sneaky link or whatever, a love, by having a lover, right? Now, this could be, maybe some epic love affairs. This one maybe at times, but I don't think that you are looking for something that is not involved. Now, I might be wrong, and, there's no judgment, not by any, not by any measure from me, like, at all. But I just feel like you're just not really in a place where, I don't know, you're just having to deal with all of that stuff. I mean, there's so much stuff. No matter if you get into an involved thing or not, I mean, there's always stuff to deal with. But I feel like it's almost kind of like, I don't know, like you're building something with somebody, and I think you're just in that space where you want to be building something more substantial for yourself. If that involves somebody else or not, it doesn't matter. But you're sure as heck not going to piddle away your days and hours and weeks and months and spit on the floor, years of your life with somebody that you kind of just overlooked some serious fundamental alignment type of stuff. I don't see you being cool with that. So, whoever this is, now here's the other thing. It might not even be romantic. It might be that this is a person from some era of your life that comes back here and there, and when you get linked back up with them, you start to like almost feel like you're backsliding, or you're devolving into some old mode of operation. And I think that you have done so much work on yourself, on, getting your life into a direction, into a state that you can be at ease with to some degree, right? We're all kind of like on the edge right now, I think. But, really something you can look at and say, yeah, I'm super duper proud of this. This is amazing. This is wonderful. Like, I didn't think that I was going to ever make it this far, and here I am. And not only have I met my goals, but now I get to set new ones, and I'm going to keep working towards those things. I feel like you're fully in a place of, emotional intelligence, a refinement of your psychic abilities, your psychic space. I feel like you are connected to the divine, and you're unwilling to go back into places in the physical realms that just never served you very well. Now, they're familiar, and they might even feel like home. But do not be enchanted by that transient kind of illusion. I am a sentimental person. I sometimes just spend so much of my life dwelling in my memories, like the impressions of my memories, because I don't even have really good memories, like clear memories. A lot of my life I don't remember. And the parts that I do are potent emotional anchor points. And sometimes, it's like going back to that ex. It's like talking to that friend that just every time you get together, it's like you end up in jail. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we've been friends since we were, 10 years old. But every time we, like, every, 10 years, 12 years, whatever, we, like, cycle back into it. We see each other at the bar, or we are home for the holidays, or, at the grocery store shopping for mom. And you bump into them and you say, oh, what's up? Hey, let's do it. And next thing you know, you're waking up in the drunk tank every freaking time you see this person. Yeah, we all have those chaoses, right? We all have these people in our lives that we are strongly tied to. And yet it's like you almost wonder, like, okay, maybe the work is in learning how to untangle ourselves. Maybe the work is in refinement of our exchanges, learning to boundary build, learning to disengage at places, and to not swim in the way that we feel when we're with somebody else, not so deeply. Especially if we know it's going to drag us to hell, right? So I do feel that, there's some movement here. There's some movement here for you. Getting in that boat, making this choice. Now, here's the thing. We have an Aries. I feel like this is more along the lines of a potential partner. Maybe, possibly, could be a spouse. Now we have where is it? A-R-I with the dot, E, and then S, Aries. And then if you turn this right down here, you can see we have the ram. There's the ram right in there. Okay. So we also have, it looks like the letter H. It looks like the letter H. And up here we can see we have two people crossing a bridge. We also have an I up here. And we have the bridge here. What does that say? Okay, so we have a couple. One with like kind of a ponytail. And this one over here looks like a kind of cloaked being. Two people kind of holding hands. I almost kind of wonder if there's going to be a like renewal of a love bond. I feel like this is maybe with an Aries person. It could be that this is romantic. It could be that this is like you have a child that maybe your relationship dynamic got a little strained. Maybe you feel like they went astray, or vice versa. But I feel like there's almost kind of a reunion of sorts happening here. But I don't feel like there's a fully like you were apart. What I do feel like though is there's a sense of not understanding each other. But at this time, it almost seems like you're coming back around to a place where you're at least willing to hear what they have to say. Okay, now I'm just going to pull a card real quick. I want to see. Okay, so we have the Six of Discs. So we have this feeling of, I feel like there's a lot of hopeful kind of emanations coming from you. Like you're putting off like a really open, somewhat vulnerable vibe, which I think makes all the difference here. I feel like this is somebody who, they're an Aries, so they're like gonna be like a little bit, I don't know, man, like almost like a Cancer where it's like you don't, like, you're real careful with them almost because they're skittish. They're freaking skittish, dude. And you know, they're not going to fight with you. They're almost kind of like an Aquarius too. But an Aquarius is going to tell you. Like they're going to like tell you the whole, like from, you know, the introduction onto the foot or whatever, the glossary in the back. Like those dudes just don't quit. Like they're going to give you the whole study on what happened, what you said, what you did, not putting up with it. Now, in Aries, they have the same amount of like oppositional, like I'm not putting, like, I'm not the one. Like, I'm not the person that you're gonna take your, you know, unhappy life out on. I am not, you know, going to be mistreated by anyone. But they're rarely gonna say that to you. You're just never gonna see them again. They almost are like, did I really know them? Like, was that a real person? Like, or is it like a, you know, like a, what are they called? A Mandela effect, right? All of a sudden this person is like, nobody remembers them. They've just fully stealthed out of the realm, right? So I do feel like there's a sense of like there's a possibility here because you have that very kind of honey energy right now. Okay, now let's see. We have the Magus. Okay, so you're creating a space. You're being very mindful, very mindful. You are staying in your control here, okay, of self. Now, I think part of why you're burnt on people and you kind of just want to do your own deal for a while is because you know that you need to get back to center so that you can prepare yourself to have this deeper connection. Because when you're spreading your energies among like people you half like, or you're okay, I guess I'll put up with them, you know, and putting time into that kind of thing, oh man, you have no, like, by the end of the day you have zero anything to give to anybody as far as like socializing, talking, touching. Like you're like back on off. I just need, you know, a few minutes. Please don't talk to me. Please don't text me. Please don't touch me. Please don't look at me. Please don't ask me for anything. Just please forget I ever was born for like 25 minutes. Please, you know. But when you are, you know, I mean, making a world for yourself where you are meeting your needs and you're not doing too much with other people, you're not, giving your time to places that you don't like to be in, that make you uncomfortable, sensory issues, overwhelming energies, psychic warfares happening, you know, between people and stuff, and being in those kind of environments too long. And I'm thinking work, man. Work is a big one, right? Being parts of social groups, our families sometimes, you know. Too much of all of that. It drains you. It drains you. It drains you. And so that hermit mode is not a sad thing, dude. Like, not at all, actually. When I see other people get this card, I'm like, me. Like, why am I not drawing this for me? You know, I need a little breaky break. But yeah, I do. I feel like you're being very smart about things. You know what's up. You know what's up. So let's go ahead. We'll finish the saucer. And then we will do the lucky numbers. And then I'm going to get out of here because Mama is tired. Okay, so we have, it looks like JJ maybe. Right there. J and J. We have the number 31. No, I'm sorry, 301. I thought 30 and 1. Yeah, that makes sense now. All right. I watched the Macy's Day Parade a little bit today. My daughter was like, what is this? What I show her the last couple of years, you know, because listen, when I was growing up, that's what you did. You just put it on, you watched it for a few minutes, and then it was just on, right? And my daughter was like, oh, cool. Yeah, so can we change it? I'm like, come on, man. It's not the same as it used to be. All right, so we have the monad. We have God in the full form, right? And so, to me, I feel like there are moments where you have felt beauty that is so transcendent that it could make you cry. I feel like you're a person that experiences life so deeply, and you have expressed it at times so freely that the world has been very hard on you, very judgmental towards you, of you. And I just want to say, I mean, from where I sit here, it's almost a sense of awe because you've retained your wild heart, your wild spirit. You are feral. Like, you are what we would say is a feral spirit. And I love that. That is, I mean, and it doesn't matter what I think, obviously, but I want to express to you how much I love that. And it's not this idea of like, oh, you've remained, perfect and pure and never been changed at all. And, you're this unbroken form. No, dude, you've been through it. You're fortified. You have broken many times and healed and broken and healed and failed and gave up on things, and yet here you are, and yet more powerful than you've ever been. And that is a glory to behold, in my estimation. You are somebody who would never say that you are true embodiment of God, goddess, divine, the cosmos. You might say it. Maybe at times you even use it as part of your identity. But I don't think that you really, really believe it. Not yet. But you will. Because I promise you, in this next year, mark my words, in this next year, you're going to do something that defies your understanding of yourself and of reality. This is going to be your time. You are a reflection and the primary source, both at once. You are balanced, you are dualistic. You are able to travel the spectrum. whatever that means, of reality, of information, of manifesting into a corporeal body. You are a child of Mercury, a sibling of Mercury. You are a shapeshifter. And I don't mean that in any kind of derogatory way. I know people often think of somebody who is adaptable as scary or bad, or you're, a chameleon, a poser, a fake. No. You shift through the many things that you are, the many people that you are, the many beings you are, the many lives you've lived, not only over many lifetimes, throughout the universe, spanning out into the infinite, but within this lifetime, this particular lifetime, you have lived many lives. And so, I see you as a very special kind of person, because you can do what a lot of people cannot. You can get into places people cannot. You can navigate networks like most people cannot. And there will be change. And you will be there. Now let's do our lucky numbers. Lucky numbers. Let's see. 45. 45. That's a good one. 50. 36. All right. Well, Gemini, I love you. Please take care of yourself. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, again, I'll say I love you. Good night.